Hello, Elizabeth Monroy here, and I'm with InfiniteHuman.com, and hello to all you infinite humans. You are divine, infinite source. You are all that is, ever has been, and ever can be. You are amazing. And it is time to return to that divine, infinite state. Now, in the 20s, major things are occurring. But I came here to ask you a question. Now, ascension has kind of become the popular word now. In my day, we used to just call it going home, or transmutation in alchemical terms. Now it's called ascension. And I call that returning to your infinite human state of being. So my question to you is, why do you want to ascend? If you are choosing that, if you are on an ascension path, why do you choose ascension? And I think that's a very important question. I'd love to hear your responses, below. If many of you may be saying, well, because I want to get out of this prison matrix, this prison planet, beam me up, Scotty. And if you have achieved a high enough consciousness, been of enough service, and have achieved this soul liberation, you don't need to take your body. You can just drop your body and you're free from this prison matrix. So if that's your reason, okay, then you don't need to go through the physical ascension process. However, if you are ascending and maintaining your physical vehicle, and there's a reason. You have a job to do on this planet. So think about that. What is your job? I believe with all my heart, all my soul, all of my being, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, soul and spirit, that those of us that are choosing to ascend, those of us that are doing this in this amazing time on planet Earth, in which it is giving birth to a new Earth, a higher vibratory ascended Earth, an infinite Earth, are major key players at this time frame we're in, because we are laying the foundation for this new Earth. And I believe that each one of you have and I call it a puzzle piece. You are a puzzle piece. And as you begin to find this puzzle piece inside of you, which is who you are, which is your soul mission, which is the reason you came to this planet, as you begin to find that, uncover it, and find your truth of who you are, then you will meet with other puzzle pieces, and we will be fitting together this amazing divine puzzle foundation for the new Earth. And that's our job. And I sent my book, Infinite Human, to someone to look at it today, just to give me some feedback, potential editor, not. And she basically said to me, oh my gosh, you're talking about all these negative things. Just talk about how to love yourself more, and how to have service on this earth, blah, blah, blah. And yes, of course I talk about that. I talk about that later on in the book. But the first thing we have to realize is how, even in a subliminal level, even if we are rising to a higher vibration, any of you that have been on this ascension path know that there's a great deal of purging, a lot of purging that has to be done. And this purging is purging your shadow self, it's purging the lower vibrations of yourself. It's purging the part of you that is still connected to the broken, low density earth, old earth. And as we purge that, then and only then will we be able to create a new one. Because if you just keep recycling the same old thing, you just have the same old crap. So it's really important for us to look at these old systems in their entirety and see how they have created what we see today around us. Okay, well, this is beautiful. But this is nature. But when we see the man-made world, and I say man-made because it was made by men thousands and thousands of years. I'm standing on cliffs that are 200 million years old. I'm looking at a tower from the year 1000. And it was all about war. History is all about war and conquest. And this is the planet that we have had historically. And the golden age has been covered up, but we have had a golden age in the past, and we're coming to another one. So we have to purge ourselves from these old patterns. And in fact, this woman I sent this to, which has sparked this whole conversation in me, has said, find your audience and write for them. The insanity of humanity. I think everyone, I give esoteric tours around Florence and Sicily, and everyone I greet, I say, what do you think of the state of the planet right now? And everyone agrees it is totally screwed up. And I call it the insanity of humanity. But yet we're still looking for our audience within the old paradigms of the earth, and we're going to compromise and prostitute our voice. When I teach writing, I teach a course called Writing from the Soul. And at my film school, I always taught people to come to find, the most difficult thing is to find your true voice, your divine voice, and speak your truth. And part of that journey is to go into your dark side. Because otherwise, if you don't explore that, you're going to write. I took a writing workshop once, and the lady called it Flat Stanleys, little flat characters with no depth. And you'll be one of these spiritual people that are all love and light, love and light. And unfortunately, it's usually false light because they are clueless as to what's really going on the planet. I'm not saying get caught up in the duality, because then you are able to love it and integrate it, embrace it, and rise above it into the truth. And the truth is we are all love. We're love. We're love and true light. And you rise above it, but you can't rise above it until you face it. And that means our planet too. We need to see where we are still giving away our power to these old world paradigms, where we are still running these old programs, software programs that have been programmed, that are part of being victims, being slaves, being part of a prison matrix. And until you wake up and realize the truth of that, you're not able to extract yourself. Because if you don't see, you're operating in bars that are invisible around you, and you think you're in a Truman Show, and you don't realize, you think everything's great, but you're a prisoner, you're a slave in you. So, in short, be true to yourself. And I went into Palermo the other day and walked into this hairdresser, and he found out I was from America. And I always tell people here, where are you from? I say I was born in New York, because I was, and they understand that. Kentucky or other places I've lived don't really resonate. So he puts on Frank Sinatra singing New York, New York. And then the next song he put on was I Did It My Way. And I really have been meditating on that song and the words. Yeah, it's hard. There's knocks. I've had a few, but I got up. I bit off more than I can chew. But the most important thing is that I did it my way. Yes, there were times. So that's what we need to be about right now. We need to do it our way. Follow our intuition. Follow our heart, because we have had our heart ripped from us, literally, and we've become a head-programmed based society, not a heart-based society. And it takes a lot of courage, but you have to really start doing it different. Now that the new vibrations are moving in, you need to be true to those vibrations and move to those higher vibrations, not hide out in the old broken earth paradigm.